whether it's an NBA player now or somebody that's retired, that your game would compare to?
Probably right now, I'd say someone like Franz Wagner. Obviously, the comparison is right there because we're both German. We're kind of both the same position, same size, got the same skill set. I like his game a lot. I take some of that into my game as well, or try to. So I'll just throw him out there.
People tell me I'm like Steve Nash, so. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You mentioned Franz. Are there traits of the German players that are kind of are emblematic of your game that you play right now?
I mean, I'd say just the selflessness part. I'm a high IQ player. I'm just there to make the right play. I'm not, out there ball hogging or thinking about me. I'm a team guy. So, I think that's a big thing. I think you could see it in the World Championships as well. The way Germany played, very selfless, very trusting in each other, and that's the way I want to play as well.
4 years at Colorado, I think you came in, obviously weren't playing much, and by the end of it, you were, kind of front and center. How do you reflect on your journey, and how do you think playing there prepared you for the NBA?
Yeah, it's been great. I came in with low expectations, to be honest. I came straight out of Germany. I hadn't played against any Americans. I hadn't played at that level, so I didn't really know what it's like, and I didn't have any expectations or demands from the coaching staff. I was just there to bust my ass every single day, get better, and then compete 4 minutes. And that's what I did over 4 years. I feel like I never got to the point where I'm like, okay, now I made it to this level. I can relax. I can go back to cruise or cruise control. Yeah. So I'm still I still got the same mindset that I got to get better every single day.
Your brother is at Real Madrid right now. I think I read your dad used to be a professional. Barcelona now is over in Europe, and your dad used to be a professional boxer too. Have you taken anything from them in terms of just athleticism or athletic traits as you go through this process, or I guess what's it like kind of being a part of such an athletic family?
Yeah, definitely my work ethic. Even my dad, after he stopped boxing, he went jogging basically every single morning. I always saw him work out when I was little, and for my brother, obviously I've taken some of his advice, taken some of his play style, or the things he does well, his tips and tricks that he has playing against other people. So there's a bunch of things that I've taken in.
I think in recent years, NBA teams are kind of becoming more open to taking the older college guys that we can kind of put him in, play right away. He's developed, he's ready to go. Do you think that's something that the tide is kind of turning in the last couple of years in the NBA?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can see it in the recent drafts.
Here in Chicago for the NBA draft combine, it's obviously been a long but process and journey for you. How are you kind of reflecting on how far you've come as you're here in Chicago, meeting with NBA teams?
Me reflecting is just like, this is wonderful. I'm just happy to be here, happy to be around all these great players, happy to be selected as one of these great players, So just coming off of what happened to me and everything, I'm just grateful. Everybody doesn't get this opportunity, and after what I've been through, I feel like it was just a blessing in itself.
You played for a couple different teams. You played at DePaul, you played at Kansas. What did you learn about yourself kind of having to go through, different schools and coaches and stuff to kind of find the right fit where you ultimately did in Grand Canyon last year?
Fit is really like everything. If I would have been able to play here at DePaul, I feel like it would have been a great opportunity for me under Coach Tony Stubblefield. But when I got to GCU, I felt like that was somewhat similar to what I would have been able to do here. And it was just like everything that I wanted. They brought me in, they really accepted me, and I just feel like that's one of the big reasons I was able to play how I could play and do the things that I got to do there.
What do you want teams to know about you as a basketball player?
That I can really play defense. I feel like that's one thing that I tried to showcase, and I'm able to. I feel like it's one thing that didn't really get seen as much as my passing ability. I feel like that's something that I'm really good at as well. So those are the two things that I really want to show teams and let them know that I can do.
Could you have envisioned your final season, just given everything that kind of transpired in your life, could you have envisioned your final season in college at Grand Canyon going the way it did? I think you're Conference Player of the Year, winning an NCAA tournament game.
I mean, yes and no. Yes, because I was working super hard the summer that I got cleared. I would say that summer, it was a very hard summer for me just because the work I had to put in and everything. But no, just because everybody doesn't get like the happy ending like I did. So it wasn't like expected, but I'm really grateful for it.
Baylor wrapping up the second day here at the NBA Draft Combine in Chicago. I'm sure it's starting to become a little bit of a fast process. Just overall, how are you feeling right now as you kind of get the ball rolling officially heading into draft season?
Yeah, I'm excited. Honestly, that's just my whole outlook on it. There's not a lot of people that can go through this process. And so I'm just kind of taking it a day at a time and trying to attack everything that I have in front of me, and I'm putting my best foot forward and ultimately just trying to prepare to get drafted.
You started off at South Dakota State for a couple years and then transferred to Creighton for 2 years. What kind of helped you make the transition there? What kind of motivated it?
I kind of made the transition from South Dakota State to Creighton because, after my junior year at South Dakota State, I went through the NBA draft process, and some of the feedback I got, it just felt like, for me to ultimately fulfill my dreams of playing professional basketball in the NBA, I had to make a change to play at a higher level more consistently. And, I think just doing that, it's allowed me to kind of after my first year at Creighton, really opened my eyes to what I really needed to get better at, and then just putting my head down and going to work. And then the second year, kind of you just seeing all the work I put in to really better myself.
How exciting was it for to be a part of that program? You guys won a handful of NCAA tournament games each year. Just what did that program do for your career? And it sounds like it's obviously you got out of it what you were hoping to.
Yeah, I mean, I owe Coach Mack a lot for what he did for me as a man and then also as a basketball player. I wouldn't be where I am today and in the position I am today without him and that program. And like you said, we won a lot of games in my 2 years there and won a lot of NCAA tournament games as well. And just a special relationship with Coach Mack and just the guys at Creighton, honestly. And it's 2 years that, I'll treasure forever.
Where do you see yourself fitting in the NBA? Like, what do you see your role as being?
Yeah, well, I think obviously my shooting ability, I think just like a 3-and-D guy who can rebound and then occasionally make a play if called upon. I think, being very versatile and being able to impact the game in a lot of ways and just kind of being a competitor is how I'll be able to kind of fit in the league. And obviously, I'm blessed with, some height and some wingspan, which always helps as well. So, yeah.
It's obviously kind of a fast process that's starting right now. Just how are you feeling right now as you get ready to make the leap to the NBA?
I feel really good. I feel really good, and this is the moment I wanted for a really long time. So I'm glad to be here and be healthy and see everybody doing well. So I'm glad to be here.
You have kind of a unique journey. You were 22 years old, but you've already played 5 years of college basketball, which is kind of a little bit abnormal. Just do you feel like that experience has kind of helped you prepare for the next step that you're about to take?
Yes. Sometimes you wish you think, but sometimes you want the thing to go the way, but it doesn't go the way you want it. But like you said, 5 years in college, so I come out of high school like a junior, so I think there was a reason for that. And then injuries, no one can control that, but I'm glad to be here and have people help me go through those moments. So,
what is it about your game that's going to translate the quickest to the NBA? How are you going to get on the court? What skill is going to get you on the court the soonest in the NBA?
Well, to be honest, I know my limit. I'm just going to go out there and play hard and then get a rebound, get a better screen, and everything going to fall up after that.
I think you would be I think there's only been 3 players from Mali to play in the NBA. I think Sanogo was one of them last year that went through this process. What would that honor mean to you?
Oh, it means a lot. I want to see my Malian brother going, and then it was great. I saw him last year. It was really, really make me happy. I'm still hoping we have a lot of players from Mali. It's really good. It's all about opportunity. If they get it, I think they're gonna be able to be successful in it. So it's all about opportunity. I'm glad to see this guy going good.